Hello third violins. This is your discussion video for Beethoven. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to make this video or the Sheba video before I had to go teach and rehearse this evening, so I'm making this video at like 10 o'clock at night and I can't actually really play a whole lot because I don't want to upset my neighbors. So I'm just going to try to talk through things as much as I can, but not ramble too much because I've got a tiny list of things to talk about. The first of which is how important the minor tonality of this piece is. The entire movement is minor, is in D minor, except for like measure 60 through 87 or 60 through 80 is a slight bit of major tonality, but everything else is minor. So if you play an F that is too high, or a C that is too high, or a B flat that is too high, you could really just kind of skew the tonality of the entire piece because almost everyone plays at different times. The first 5 bars are together, and after that everybody is coming in separately. It is all supposed to be kind of like a minor arpeggio, a minor D minor arpeggio of sorts. And if one part in this arpeggio doesn't hit the right notes, it just throws everything off. So make sure that you are playing C naturals on the A string, unless otherwise marked, F naturals on the D string, unless otherwise marked. You've got low C natural on the G string, which is on your tape, and low B flat on the G string. Remember that low 2 is way back here by your first finger. If high 2 is on the tape, low 2 is way back here. See how much room there is between my low 2 and my high 2 space? If you land anywhere in between, if you end up swimming around somewhere in between low 2 and high 2, it is a wrong note, no matter what you were trying to play. If you were trying to play B natural or B flat, but you land somewhere in the middle, this is a wrong note. This is not correct for either position. So make sure that you're really putting your fingers down accurately. Part of that, something that contributes to that, is making sure if you write the letter names in your part, that you are writing all of the musical information in your part. So maybe in measure 2, you might want to write a natural, a little, how do I make them? Natural sign next to the F that you write to make sure that you know that it's not F sharp, which is what you're used to playing. And in measure 7, make sure that you write B flat. You write the little flat next to it because it's not a B natural in measure 7. It is a B flat. And if you play B natural, it's going to sound weird. It's going to ruin the whole tonality of the piece. Same thing in measure 11, B flat. And then later on, you get low B flats and you get some C sharps and G sharps, and making sure that you're writing all of this musical information beside the letter that you are writing so that you're getting everything that you need. It's not G, it's G sharp. It's not C, it's C sharp when it's written. I'm talking about measure 38, you have a C sharp. In 39, you have an F sharp. Down in 48, more C sharps. In 52, G sharps. So making sure that you give yourself all of the information that you need. So whether you are reading the actual notes in the staff or the alphabetical letter names somewhere around the staff, you are playing the correct notes. Now, a little hint at measure 38. This sucks. Measure 38 and 39 are really hard, and there's like no good way to do this. So make sure in 38 you play G natural with your 3rd finger, play C sharp with your 4th finger. It's way down here close to your 3rd finger. It is buddies, it's right next door. So G natural is here, third finger, low C sharp with your fourth finger, and 39, just go ahead and play open A. This is a lot of string crossings going from the D string over to the G string for a single note and then all the way over to the A string. But I don't think I can find a better fingering that you guys are capable of playing right now. Like, you'd need to be familiar with some pretty extensive position work to be able to play this even moderately easier than what's than just doing a whole bunch of string crossing. So I promise I will not make fun of you for looking like chickens trying to fly away at this particular point, because these string crossings are unavoidable. But all the other discussion videos that I talk about, that if you don't use your fourth finger and you do all sorts of string crossings, I'm going to say that you are a chicken trying to fly away. So this is your one pass. This is the one time that I'm going to say you can do all sorts of crazy string crossings, and I will not make fun of you for being a chicken. Measure 52, another high 3. Please play G sharp with your high third finger. Back in measure 38, this is like the only time in your life I will ever tell you to play a C sharp with your fourth finger, because I like to go by the rule, if the normal note is played with your third finger, you play the sharp note with your third finger. So normally I would like you to play C sharp with your 3, but since you're already playing G natural, you can't jump over here in time. That's going to be messy. You're going to play the wrong note back in 38. So that's why I'm asking you to use 4 for C sharp. In measure 52, I'd like you to use 3, but make sure that you're getting this huge spread here. The first note of measure 52 is an F natural, back here by your first finger, low 2, back here, not somewhere sort of below the second finger tape. This is no man's land. This is low 2, this is F natural. G sharp is way up here. I would like you to get into the habit of using the same finger for altered notes. So like if G is played with your third finger, you play G sharp with your third finger, etc. Onwards, and woohoo! Wow! Measure 63 and 71. Do you remember these measures? Because they're your big solo moment. Well, you and the violas. So make sure you've got these notes down. Make sure you're playing all the right notes here. It is, I will go through it quickly. Measure 63, first finger A. I would absolutely adore it. I would love it. I would cheer for you forever if you played D with your fourth finger, because you've got a C sharp, a high third finger right next to it in measure 64. So if in 63 you can go 1, 4, 3, 4, that'd be really cool. In 65, your first finger is a normal first finger on the tape, followed by a second finger on the tape. B natural is down here on the tape. 66, B natural, A natural. So we went over this in class a lot because everyone was struggling. Thirds and violas were struggling with this part. It's your huge solo. So make sure that you practice this and you know exactly what notes you're supposed to be playing. It's kind of crazy. There's lots of stretches going on. So really nail that down in your own practice so that you can bring it out when the full orchestra is together. The next thing I want to talk about is measure the unit, the phrase unit at measure 87 and then at 93. Look at these and see, do you see a difference? Do you see similarities? Gonna give you a second. Okay, so you should say, yes, they look similar, but the differences are, in 87, you play G natural, he's on the tape, and then A natural, you can go ahead and play open A. 88 is B flat, open A, and this pattern repeats. 3 on the tape, open A, low 1, open A, 3 on the tape, open A, low 1, open A, and 93 you get G sharp. It's way up here. Remember, I like you to play G sharp with your third finger. If you play normal G with your third finger, play G sharp with your third finger as well. It's a little easier to think about than I play G with my third finger, but I play G sharp with my fourth finger. It's 2 different fingers. It's too confusing. So, measure 93, G sharp, open A, 94 is a B natural. You're on the tape here. Open A, 95, G sharp, open A, B natural, open A. So this is the same notes that the second violins have, and the first violins have these notes an octave higher. This is a really important harmonic shift across the entire orchestra because you guys are all playing the same notes at 87, and then you shift 2 of them up a half step. You go from G natural to G sharp and B flat to B natural between these 2 6-bar phrases. So this is another point that is really, really important for you to be writing all of the musical information down if you use alphabetical note names. Because if you just write G-A-B down for these whole 12 bars, 12 or 16 bars, you're going to be playing the wrong notes because some of them are G natural and A natural and B natural, but it starts G natural, A natural, B flat, and then it moves to G sharp, A natural, B natural. So if you just see the letters G-A-B for the whole thing, it is very likely you are going to end up playing the wrong notes. So please, please, please make sure that you write all of the information next to it. I would even, if you are writing these note names in 87, I would be writing G natural, A natural, B flat. I would actually write G natural for everything, even though you know it's G natural there, so that you actually see the difference when in 93 you start writing G sharp and B natural. You can actually really see the change there, not only in the notes on the staff, but in your alphabetical notes as well. The last tip that I have for you is to not play your eighth notes too short. We don't want this to sound like angry crows picking apart a carcass, especially in 126. During this retard, this is something that professional orchestras get called out on all the time. I just played this symphony a few months ago, and our conductor called us out on this as well. Just because you get slower does not mean the notes stay the same length. That means, broken down, if you are playing notes kind of short because it's fast, you don't continue playing short notes the slower you get, because it won't feel like it's slowing down, and you run the risk of everybody feeling the retard at a different tempo when you just hear like, you can't really gauge the slowdown if notes are just a tiny little point in time. So as you slow down, let the notes get longer. So you'll go I'm saying the wrong amount of notes, but the idea is there. Since I can't play it for you right now because I might aggravate my neighbors, hopefully you understand that when you get slower, the notes get longer. When you are stretching time, your note lengths are also stretched. You don't stretch time and keep playing tiny little pecks of notes in that time. Make sure at the end you are playing, end being like, well, 135 is when you start having F naturals again. In 116, you've got F sharps. At 135, you've got F naturals. Make sure that there is a nice difference between these two notes. And 142 to the end is all F naturals. If your finger lands in no man's land, or God forbid, all the way up on the second finger tape for F sharp, the entire tonality of this piece crumbles and falls apart and is ruined, because D minor is characterized by the fact that it does not have F sharps. So make sure that all of your F naturals are low enough. You do have F sharp every once in a while, but anytime that is not marked F sharp, you get that second finger all the way close down to your first finger. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. It's been an extremely long day, and I'm so tired of recording. So hopefully this was helpful, and you get to see it before classes start back up next week. Until then, here are the play-along videos that should be popping up on either side of me. I am doing slow practice videos and performance tempo videos for this Beethoven. So here's a link to your slow practice and your performance tempo Beethoven, and a couple of other instruments parts that you can play along with. Remember that for these slow practice videos, I'd like you to do slow practice 4 times at least, which means you can do it 1 time with the Violin 3 video, 1 time with the viola video, 1 time with Violin 2, 1 time with Violin 1. And as long as you are playing your part with a slow practice video, it counts as slow practice. I really encourage doing that for the Beethoven, because you guys all play at different times, so it'll really help you learn how to count your part if you play along, if you practice with a different part that has different entrances. I think that's all I have to say. I am going to stop talking now and go to bed. I hope this has been helpful. I will see you in the play-along videos. I will hopefully get those done tomorrow. I hope to get all of them done tomorrow. Until then, happy practicing, and I will see you in the next video.